This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You'll then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. I watched a documentary on Loving vs. Virginia. And tonight I learned there is a movie, and I think I won't make special effort to watch the movie, though I hunger for more on the Lovings. What a story. 50 years ago, states had laws that prohibited my marriage to Hannah. Weird. Would Hannah and I have been able to argue our way into a marriage given her Italian birth certificate and life in Italy as a citizen through university, por supuesto, an EU passport? Crazy. Hannah's mom and dad are Asian, so she looks Asian, and some states would have prohibited our marriage before Loving vs. Virginia, a half-century ago. Mr. Loving preceded his wife in death by more than a quarter of a century. Each of them are deceased by more than a decade, which makes it seem long ago. Considering my first marriage began decades ago, and I thought Asian women were hot then, Loving in Virginia is not long ago. Loving vs. Virginia is not long ago. The international couples, and the interracial couples, and the international interracial couples featured in several tributes to the Lovings case half-century mark express gratitude to the late Mr. and Mrs. Loving, and so do I. At this quiet, very emotional moment, with Hannah sleeping through a mild illness, I express gratitude also. On the chance, strengthened slightly by my planned Twitter promo, that one of the Loving descendants will read this. Dear kind person who descended, or is the mother or father of a Loving descendant, at this quiet, emotional moment, I express my gratitude to the memory of your ancestors, Mr. and Mrs. Loving. Sincerely, Tom Duty. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, or restful night's sleep. And to the memory of Mr. and Mrs. Loving, victorious party in the very famous, now half-century-old case, Loving vs. Virginia, my gratitude. Ciao.